The women's marches across the world in January of 2017 seemed like the beginning of the rise of a new movement. But our team of diverse students from Buffalo learned that the movement stood on the shoulders of something that happened in 1848. In Seneca Falls, New York, we learned that the 1848 Women's Rights Convention was the platform that eventually led to the 1920s 19th Amendment that granted women the right to vote. Elizabeth Cady Stanton led the women's movement, read to us the Declaration of Sentiments, which she authored and which was based off the Declaration of Independence. 200 women attended the 1848 convention to discuss the social, civil, and religious conditions and rights of the woman.
And so if there is any movement that has a burst of glory, like a great march, and it's not backed up with that everyday labor, the movement will fail. After the Declaration of Sentiments had been read and discussed and approved, came the hard work, the everyday work of communicating to each other, of teaching our children, of teaching our communities, of agitating, of writing, editing, all of that work, heartbreaking work, arduous work. When in the course of human events, it becomes necessary for one portion of the family of man to assume among the people of the earth a position different from that which they have hitherto occupied, but one to which the laws of nature and of nature's God entitle them.
68 women and 32 men signed a declaration that marked the start of the women's rights movement in the United States. This unwavering declaration inspired Nadia Sharam with her work on behalf of Muslim women. Ms. Sharam, an attorney that resides in Buffalo, wrote the Declaration of Equalities for Muslim women. The Declaration aspires to address laws and cultural practices which are unjust and discriminatory to women in Islamic countries. Sharam's goal is to raise 1 million signatures and present the declaration to the United Nations. Once presented, the goal is to encourage the UN to assist in gender equalization in Muslim countries in the courts.
Well, we have some connections, I guess. There is a lot of commonality between us, not just the way perhaps we dress at home, also the way we have taught many battles in the past and presently. I have to say that I am just a little bit intimidated to be here and sitting next to you. You are one of my ideals, and you are definitely the motivations behind me being here in Seneca Falls.
You were my motivation for starting the work in the first place.
I'm Nadia Shahram. I am a practicing attorney from Buffalo, New York, and today is a great day for us. We are here with Declaration of Equalities for Muslim Women. It's a historical event, and we are here standing in front of Elizabeth Cady Stanton's house in Seneca Falls, and we are happy that we have supports from many of our sisters from this area and also from area around Seneca Falls. Thank you for making it possible for women today to gather here in front of your museum-like house. Coming from Iran and being raised in a secular country at that time under the regime of Shah, and then seeing what Islamic women today around the world need, that really started my connection with Elizabeth Cady Stanton's and the writing of a declaration for Muslim women rights as a part of a project which I began at the UB Law School with my law students then. And about 4 years ago, we symbolically unveiled the declaration, which are a set of demands, legal demands. We did that in Seneca Falls, and it has been just wonderful to be able to have a role model such as Elizabeth Cady Stanton's and try to follow her very big prints.
We insist that crimes such as stoning, burning, acid pouring, and mutilation not only be illegal, but punishable by law. We insist that women do not require permission to travel. We insist that women gain greater access to education. We insist that restrictions on women's employment be removed. We insist upon gender-neutral inheritance rights. We insist that women gain equal rights to citizenship and nationality.
We began to take a stand for women's rights while following the presidential election and the issues facing women today, but soon learned about the rich history of the original movement and how it has given rise to what has followed. The staggering changes for women that have come about over many generations in family life, in religion, in government, in employment, and even in education. These changes did not just happen spontaneously. Women made these changes happen. Women have not been passive recipients of the change in laws, but generations of women have come together and effect these changes in the most democratic ways. Through meetings, petition drives, lobbying, public speaking, and even nonviolent resistance. They have worked very deliberately to create a better world. We feel empowered by the work of these two great people that have championed women's rights in our world. And we are hopeful that the world we are inheriting will gain strength from those that came before us and continue to take a stand for the rights of women.
Yes, I am taking a stand for the voiceless. I want my sisters, my Muslim sisters around the world, when they go to courtrooms, to know that there is a declaration for Muslim women's legal rights right here in Seneca Falls. And I think that to take a stand for such a great honor, to be a voice for the voiceless, I think that I like that. Yes, I do.
And so if there is any movement that has a burst of glory, like a great march, and it's not backed up with that everyday labor, the movement will fail. And yet, a movement that is only the backbreaking labor of everyday justice, without that kind of exuberance and rallying to a great idea, standing shoulder to shoulder with other women and men who share your ideas, then the movement will fail too. We need both of those kinds of energies, the great moments of glory and the long, dark, quiet moments of truth, when you stand completely alone with your thoughts and with your ideas and your dreams. That's what makes a movement.